The UK government, those scrounging parasites in Westminster, are sharpening their knives for the most vulnerable among us, and this includes benefit changes that will tighten the noose around sick and disabled people, particularly those with invisible or fluctuating conditions. Bureaucratic sadism is paraded as reform, and cruelty is papered over with a smile. Let's not mince words. This is not reform, it is eugenics and social murder by spreadsheet. It's coercion masquerading as efficiency, and it is being enacted by a government that sees human beings not as individuals with intrinsic worth and agency, but as cogs in a machine, or worse, as burdens to be managed or disposed of. From an anarchist perspective, the very notion that a centralised state apparatus should have the power to decide who is supposedly fit to work is thoroughly absurd and perverse. Who gave these bureaucrats, these career politicians and armchair technocrats, the moral authority to interrogate the lived experience of chronic pain, mental illness, trauma, or fatigue? They speak of incentives and tough love, but what they mean is forced compliance. They mean stripping away the few remaining threads of autonomy sick people have, under the guise of making us supposedly independent. Independence, by their definition, means economic productivity in service of capitalism. If you cannot contribute to the profit machine, you are treated as defective, undesirable, and expendable. These proposed new policies, cutting or removing support for those with mental health struggles, neurodivergence, fatigue-based illnesses, or any condition that isn't obvious, are an ideological attack dressed up as economics. They're telling us, we don't believe you unless you're visibly broken in a way we can measure, and even then, you'd better grovel for your existence. But this is not just about social policy, it's about domination. It's about the state inserting itself into the most intimate aspects of a person's life, demanding proof, demanding paperwork, demanding compliance. It's about control. And where are the so-called checks and balances? Nowhere, because no system based on hierarchy and coercion will ever protect the marginalised. It will exploit them until they die or disappear. Let's not pretend that the Labour Party offers any kind of meaningful alternative. To do so is ridiculous. It's more of the same toxic authoritarian neoliberalism, talking tough on welfare, trying to outflank the Tories on extreme personal responsibility and everything else. The political class, regardless of party, is united in its contempt for those they consider to be not economically useful. And make no mistake, if you are sick or disabled in any way, mentally ill or neurodivergent, this system was never built for you. Anarchism teaches us that solidarity, free association and autonomy are the foundations of real freedom, not surveillance, not forced work assessments, not digital systems that cut off your lifeline because you missed a form or had a panic attack. The state cannot and will not liberate the vulnerable and marginalised. It exists to serve power. We need a new way, one that starts from the assumption that people know their own bodies and lives, one that trusts the sick when they say they are in pain, etc. One that sees disability not as a failure to meet capitalist standards, but as part of the spectrum of human diversity. Let's build networks of solidarity that bypass this bureaucratic horror. Let's support each other outside the cold calculus of state and capital. Let's stop asking permission to survive. The government's reforms are not neutral, they are callous and stupid acts of violence. We will not be silent about it. Thank you for listening, everyone. All the best.